Greetings. We're not at the Fredericktown homestead today. We're at the site of a new home outside of Newcastle, Wyoming. The road that comes up here is over 4 miles long, almost 5 miles long, and comes right from, almost from the county courthouse. Not within 2 blocks of the county courthouse, the gateway is to start the 5-mile run up here. And you come through some very thick pines growing within a foot of each other in some places. An ultimate fire hazard. And then you get to places such as this one where it opens right up. This is just naturally open like this. It is something. And, you got the Wyoming grasslands just down below us here. Really something. They're laying up block today. The second group just showed up now after lunch. All morning long it was just 3 block layers and 2 tenders, and they were doing pretty fast, but now they've got several more. A whole another van load showed up. This land was all open range until last year. 2 years ago, I guess they bought it, and they were able to get the neighbor who ranged it to fence in his cattle. But you see, there were cattle up here. There's old cow flops everywhere, and I imagine it takes quite a bit of acreage to feed one cow on this kind of grass. And this has been an exceptionally wet year. You see the cactus they got. I'm a little worried driving around out here that these cactus might work their way into my tires, but yeah, there's cactus everywhere here. We're only at 580 feet. We're not up, or no, wait a minute, where are we at? We're at less than half a mile, so we're 5,280. We're at, well, I can't tell you now, it doesn't make sense to me. But I know I figured yesterday we were at less than half a mile high. But it feels like high country here. The air feels like high country. It's warm but dry, very dry. Look at all these pine cones I'm seeing here. Isn't that something? Yeah. Boy, wouldn't they make good fire starter if you collected them all. Yeah, all this Amish community, they all came from Addison, New York. That's, if you know where Jasper community is. And then there's Woodhull community. And then there's Addison. And they came from Addison, about 9 families. And it's all on one big ranch. Well, now 2. They bought the one next to it, but these are thousands of acres, 22,000 acres on this ranch. And they bought the one next to it because they felt like they didn't have enough room. But they're building the homes for everybody here. Everybody lives in just the beginnings, kind of. Nobody's been here for over 2 years. The first people came here, first Amish people came here 2 years ago, started this community. But they're pushing a presence here on the, what they call the upper plains. And water comes from a spring on the ranch here, but it has to be trucked to each of the 9 homes. They have a tractor and a wagon with a big tank on it. It's here today for the water, for the mortar, for the block. They brought in 3 loads so far of water, and that's all for the mortar on the block. In this weather, the mortar you use for block doesn't last very long, because with the sunshine and the dry air, the mortar dries out very quickly on your mortarboard. And so they have to keep small batches and make them often. And they've got, I guess, 4 people laying now. And the rest of the boys are all tending. Getting the block to them, getting the mortar to them, mixing the mortar, increasing the staging height. They put 3 layers, which I think is a rule. They put 3 layers around the whole foundation already. It's just afternoon now, getting on to 1 maybe. But yeah, they got 3 layers up around the whole house. It's going to be a 2-story house, and it'll have that as a view. But if you think about being 14 feet above my head, maybe at the top of that tree, looking over there, that's the kind of view they'll have from upstairs. It'll be nice. It's quite a big house. Don't know how many square feet of footage, but yeah, there's the tractor there that brings the water. This last trip he also brought block from the next door farm. I guess you call it the next door farm. It's all on one ranch, but each person builds far enough away from the last one so you don't see the last one. And pretty neat. I thought about asking if they're going to be running that mill today and going down there and watching that mill some, but I'll have to ask. It's pretty country up here. These pines are long-needled polycotyledon. The branches don't come out in rings like they do with a white pine. That would be a dicotyledon. And they're polycotyledon, poly many. See, with the forest fire danger, when you get in the woods, what you do is you take off this tree, and this tree, and then you neck up the main tree, and neck it up just as high as you can. And out in the open like this, not so much of a problem, but when you get in the thick woods, where you got clusters like this everywhere, you want to take out the tertiary trees, the extras, and just leave 1 stem per. So this would probably have, if you were doing it right, this cluster would be down to, I think, 1 tree. There's nothing in this cluster to keep. So I can see. Well, okay. You could do it. See, if you took everything out and limbed everything up, you could do it with 3 trees here. But they need to be necked up, and these extras need to be coming out. That's the way you do it when you're working in the woods for fire prevention. This one would have to be necked up to that level there, just as high as you can reach with a saw. And that way also you'll be growing clear pine, which is better for your use. There's the building site. Somebody tied their horse here and left the rope behind. Huh. I just wanted to show you that. It's beautiful country up here. Hope you all are having a good day. Kind of like this weather. All right, God bless.